A very good evening to all our beloved friends present today. We are honored to welcome you to yet another session of CLC Conversations, an event where we talk about all things friends, college, and life. The NSHM Center for Language and Communication, led by Dr. Saujanya Puri, has been a platform where we invite and interact with millennials about various topics pertaining to us today. We here at NSHM believe that education should not just be limited to our textbooks. On the contrary, it goes much beyond that. On this platform, dear viewers, we explore everything from the inside to the outside of the boundaries of our classroom. We have interacted with individuals from science, commerce, and art backgrounds. And so, what best way to start our new academic session than to have our very own alumni, and this time from the NSHM School of Business and Management. It is my absolute honor to introduce our guest of the day, Mr. Anirban Roy, Assistant General Manager, CBRE, Mr. Aritro Basu, Head of Strategic, Financial and Inventory Planning, Reliance Retail, and Mr. Sushovan Sarkar, National Key Account Manager, Hell Energy Private Limited. We are grateful to have you with us today. So, first of
Thank you.
all,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Aishi.
absolutely. So, sir, could you please talk to us a little bit about your journey, how it has been so far, and how did you reach the place that you're in right now?
Who wants to take forward? Do you want me to start or?
Yeah, Anirban, please
Absolutely,
start.
sure.
Sure,
Please
sure,
go
sure.
ahead, sir.
I guess we joined 2008. I guess we were 2018 batch, and we got placed. I think just right before our final exams during our placements, and I got through with a financial services organization, and which was my first job after the MBA. And then again I moved to another job maybe in a year or two's time, and then moved to the third, moved to the fifth, so made a lot of mistakes. So one very important key aspect which I want to bring in front of everyone today before we start the discussion further is that we all talk about success, we all talk about what are the good things and the rightful things to do, but it's very important to also talk about the wrongs that we've done. So the little that we have achieved in our professional career, professional work, is very important to understand what are the mistakes we also made. So that's very important for everyone today, including me. So the first most important thing is that you you got to, if for example you get through your first job and you don't know how things are going to go forward with, and you don't know how things are going to work out with you in that particular organization, you got to give it a little time, you got to be very well planned. The problem with me rather here, and I'm not ashamed to say that, was I was absolutely not planned enough. I was taking things the way it came to me, and it was much later, I think sometime in the year 2014 or 15, when I realized the real value of team strength. One is a team game, and I realized the value of being planned. And that's when things turned around for me. For today, I work as an assistant general manager in one of the.
Aishi, can you just pause for a minute? A minute, please. A minute. Anirban, just a minute, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sir, if you could please continue. I think we were not streaming live on Facebook yet, so please,
No,
sorry for the
that's
interruption.
that's perfectly fine. Not a problem at all. So, I'm just saying that very initially, when in initial part of my career, was maybe not that planned enough, which was very important, and didn't understand the value of teamwork. So, as we know, Mr. Steve Jobs had said that great things in business is never done by one person, and it's always done by a team of people. So, it's very important that we actually introspect what that exactly means, and that came a little late in my career. I started off, understanding the game of a team job sometime 2014 and 15, and things just start working out. And I guess we all still learning in the sea of education and sea of learning. The game needs to go on, and thankfully things have straightened out a little bit. Doing good with what little bit with what we know, and the fight needs to go on. That's just a little bit about myself. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. And if you could also tell us a little bit about, your journey so far, as in how did you reach the place that you're in right now?
So I work for a Fortune 500 organization today, and this happened to me early 2016. It's been with 5 years with this organization. I was working before this. I was a wealth manager. I was with a financial company, and I was handling wealth management products. So basically, sales and marketing of those products. And that's when I came across a particular product where I found that the valuation and the consulting part of that particular product was done by my current organization. So that's when I started researching about it, and eventually, did get through the right contact at the organization. Took about 9 to 10 months of rigorous interviews to get through this organization. So it took a while, and then initially this happened. Eventually this happened, and things are looking good as of now.
You make it sound really easy, sir, but I'm pretty sure there were some ups and downs, along the way. But we'll get to that more, in a bit. So let's see, Aritro, sir, if you could please now tell us a little bit about yourself and also a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as Roy said or spoke about that, we are a batch from 2008, and I also got placed from the campus. I guess it was DMart. So that was my experience of modern trade. I didn't know what that company was. I didn't know about something that I didn't know at all. So I had zero plan to start with. For me, the great thing was I was going to come to Maharashtra. So Bombay is the place which I got placed. So, and for me, I have always heard that this place gives your dreams some wings. So that's why I came here. The package was not as great because at that point of time market was not good, but still the college gave me that opportunity to start my career. So yeah, to start with, I agree with Roy again that you have to hustle. So as a millennial term which we all use, this is hustle. So we have hustled a lot throughout the starting of the life, and it's whatever profession a person is in, that person has to be patient and has to struggle or hustle for a fair amount of time till that person cracks that code that it can come in one year time or a 5 year time. It depends on the skill of that particular guy or a girl, but you have to struggle a lot at the starting point of your career. I worked there for a year in the operations part, which is quite struggling because it used to be the shifts, and I used to be on the shop floor for 12 hours a day. So not fun, but it has gave me a lot of experience in my life when I look back currently. I worked there for a brief period of a year. Then the turnaround of my life came when I joined Tata Trent in West Side. So I have worked there for 11 years. So that has been the longest journey of my life, and because of that, I am where I am currently right now. I've joined there as an assistant planner. and so I'm not good into finance and stuff, as my fellow friends will know. I've not studied that much in college, but I used to just go with the flow. I joined as a financial planner there. I didn't know what to do. I really don't know that how I got shortlisted, but I got somehow. Maybe my God's grace and some skills of mine. There, I learned that, and I will quote Roy because whatever he said is absolutely true. Because team helps you to grow a lot. There, I met my boss. I think he's the best boss till now, and he has shaped my career multifolds. From him, I have learned to manage people around me. So that's what I've learned from him. And Westside as a company with so much Tata values, it has been a great journey with them. I left Westside 3 years back when I joined Pantaloons for a brief period of two years. I was a central planning head there for a couple of years of time where I was doing financial planning with them. Now I've joined Trends as their planning head. So it's my journey of last 12, 13 years into fashion, modern trade. So that's what my brief journey in my career is.
Absolutely, sir. That's really inspiring. And so you and Anirban sir had this in common. Both of you went, with the flow, and it turned out really good for you. So I think for students like me who are a little bit lazy, but are kind of going with the flow yet, still it's okay. Take your time. But like sir pointed out, Aritro sir in the beginning, if he regrets one thing, he regrets not planning out. So we'll take that too. But it's okay. It's okay. At least for a little bit, it is fine. So, Sushovan sir, if you would please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so first of all, Aishi, thank you so much for giving such a warm introduction to all of us.
My pleasure.
And I want to say hello to my fellow batchmates, Anirban and Aritro. So it's like we had a wonderful time in college, as I remember, and I also got placed from college to a company called Global Telecom Limited. It's the company is called GTL. So I worked there for a few months, and after that I got a break to PepsiCo. So I joined PepsiCo as a sales trainee from there, and it's long 11 years journey right now. From Pepsi, I moved to Godrej Consumer Products. From Godrej, then I moved to Parle Biscuits. From Parle, I moved to Lotte Choco Pie. And right now, I've joined Hell Energy just a month back, basically as a national key account manager. I based out in Mumbai. I take care of pan India operations for e-commerce as well as modern trade. So this is the journey so far. And as rightly mentioned by both of my fellow mates, that teamwork that is really critical and that is really important. As a small example, if you consider the story of Dahi Handi, so I hope everyone who is there in the group has seen the Dahi Handi thing. So when we passed out from college and when we went, we got exposed in the corporate sector. At that point of time, it was like the people who stands in the lowest portion of the Dahi Handi, means in the entire
Tree,
row
basically.
of people, yeah, in the entire pyramid, the basement, the base part, we were at the base part at that time, and there were many people who stepped over our shoulder and used to deliver a lot of things and targets. And in few cases, those were the eye openers for us as well. I believe Roy and Aditya will agree with me on this. And in few cases, we learned a lot. That how to avoid or how to ignore any kind of distractions or any kind of means things which will come as a hindrance in your path of success, in your way forward. So we learned that. I myself have learned that in Pepsi days, when I was in Pepsi. And it was a wonderful learning experience throughout the MBA career as well, throughout the MBA part as well, when we were in college. And I would also like to mention that a few of the sales and marketing things, PPTs, and few of the sales and marketing things which we did in college, it was really helpful for me, and I believe for both of them as well, in when we got exposed in the corporate sector. And so overall it was a wonderful experience. And right now things are going good, with blessings of God, and with blessings of all the good friends. So yeah, thanks.
That's wonderful to hear, sir. And on that note, we also have a question in the, question and answer box. Someone says, Mr. Prithviraj Chaudhary, Aritro is a very good, is an avid CrossFitter. You must get him to talk about that. So, Aritro, sir, what do we hear?
Okay, thanks to Prithvi, is a good friend of mine now, and he's also, I think, head of Saregama marketing, so he's a quite well-known guy. Okay, so I have been into fitness for a very long time, as my friends also know that during college also I used to go to local gyms and stuff, doing my own workouts and stuff. My lifestyle was not healthy at that point of time because we used to do stuff, but we have changed now. So when I came to Bombay, I started with marathon. Then I think I had a leg issue. I had to go through the knife for my left leg. Then I stopped my workout for a very long period of time, and I did not wanted to go to a conventional gym and stuff. So I was looking forward to something which is much more interactive. Then I found a box near the Lokhandwala back road place, which is quite famous here in Bombay, which was called CrossFit Blackfire. And that has changed my life again in a lot of way. I'm with that particular place for last 5 years. And my coach Ashutosh, who is part of the actually started the box, is with me, is a very close friend of mine. And from there, actually, what has CrossFit done to me? CrossFit has given me a sense of goal achievement in life. I don't know people across this country know about CrossFit or not. It is a very new sport which has come into the scene. CrossFit are time bound for workouts which you have to do at a given point of time, and which helps you to set your goals. So, and you have to break them into short term goals and into long term goals. So what CrossFit has done to me has given a boost to my career also, because with the help of this fitness thing, I have been able to be patient. I have been able to segregate short term goals and what is my goals in my next 5 years, 6 years down the line. So that's about it.
Right, sir. So what I learned from this is that, you guys, all of us actually should take a hobby and, alongside academics, and kind of that can help us build our concentration and help us focus more on our work. So we can definitely do that as well. So, sirs, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about some of the takeaways, some of the things that you've learned from NSHM. So from the NSHM School of Business and Management. So let's start with Sushovan, sir. So what are, let's say, the top 3 things that you've learned from NSHM?
During the college days, I would like to mention about the top 3 presentations which I did in college, and from which I learned a lot as well. One was the very first presentation in our all of our in our batch actually, uh, was taken by Saujanya ma'am. and it was like, and from there only I started learning that how to do a coordination within a team, because we got split into 6 people in one group, and my presentation was about Axis Bank, I still remember. And it was like starting from how the bank operates, how many branches, and the entire history, so that a layman can understand that what is Axis Bank. So during that presentation, I still remember I was the second person to take that and I had 4 or 5 slides for me, for my part, out of the total 20 or 25 odd slides which we had. And when I was delivering these slides to the class, I just forgot that what was there, what was written, and we used to follow that we don't refer to what is written, but we have to express the entire thing so that the audience can understand that what we are presenting. So this is something which I learned from ma'am from college, that the teamwork and coordination. And also I would like to mention another PPT which was on a new product launch.
Yeah.
So during at that time, I would like to take a few names, like Saujanya ma'am, Nilanjana ma'am was there, who taught us about consumer behavior. I still remember. And Nilanjana ma'am gave us a presentation for a new product development. So all of us used to, develop some new brands, and at that time it was like fun that we have to make a new product, we have to make a new brand, how we can market it, because at that time we were like we didn't know anything about the practical experiences, the corporate experiences. So whatever we were taught in class, whatever we were taught, and we used to follow those, and we used to make strategies at that time as well, that how to launch a product, how to launch a brand. And now when we are into and especially when I am into this FMCG sector for the long 10, 11 years, now I can 100% correlate that thing to now, that how important that was, that I have learned at that time, and now I can incorporate the same, or I can modify the same with new techniques and new strategies, with new add-ons. It has helped me a lot. And the last thing which I want to mention was another faculty who was Rajkumar sir. I still remember. He taught us about the competitive techniques. Like he gave us a presentation about Pepsi versus Coke. I still remember at that time an ad used to come that Coke, a crushed Coke can was there, and a Pepsi, and someone, a boy who is short in height, a child, want to take a Pepsi can out of a machine, and he was not getting that height, so he crushed 2 3 Coke cans. He created that height, and he stepped toward that Coke can, and he took Pepsi out of that machine. So it was like we came to know about what surrogate ad means. We came to know about what new aspects of branding, how competition can be taken care of, how one brand can compete with other brand with all the techniques out in the market. So these are the certain things which really helped me a lot, since fortunately from that time, that Pepsi Coke is very much relevant to me, since I started also FMCG through Pepsi. So it was very much relevant for me during my career. So these are the things which I have learned from NSHM, and I really want to thank NSHM Institute for teaching us, for teaching me all these things during our college days. And it has helped us, it has helped me a lot, and I'm sure it has helped Roy and Aritro a lot as well. Thanks, Aishi.
No,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And that was really
Just to add
interesting.
to what Sushovan was saying, I guess presentations did play a very important role back then, which we never understood then. Back then we used to think it's more of a task. Let's get over with it. I guess, let's finish it off as quick as possible. We didn't want to talk much. Like, we were all a little wondering, like, what if things go wrong?
Oh, yes.
People
Oh,
might
yes.
laugh at
Definitely
us. So
relate to
we were an escapist, at times. But then, yes, presentations did teach us some benefits then, some learning. which help us today in our jobs, I'm sure. Initially, I remember one of our first presentations where we had, instead of, speaking much on the platform, we had everything mentioned on the deck so that
Right.
people would read it and let us go.
Right.
So I guess, that was one of our first learnings. And then there was healthy competition as well in our
Batch.
we always wanted to be better than the next. So I guess, but we never ran away from helping each other though. We
Yeah.
always used to help each other.
True.
That
Very
was
true.
something very important in our batch. I guess we
Absolutely.
definitely did sleepless nights. For the sake of doing presentation, we used to end up in each other's spaces night. Such a chaotic time for our parents, I'm sure. But
Oh my God.
but it was great fun. I guess certain learnings did teach us a lot of way forward for our life today.
So it goes without saying that all of you present here, you miss college. Like, definitely, because I can hear it in your
We
voice.
all do that.
More
That's a
life
phase
growing
of life
older.
we always get to miss.
Absolutely. I mean, all of everyone I know, people who passed out, they tell me that, college is your best time, school is your best time. Once you start working, then you'll realize, so don't miss school. So, sir, that's really lovely to hear. And I love that Pepsi and Coke presentation story that you told us. That was amazing. So, Aritro, sir, and Anirban, sir, if you have something more to add to that, what are some of your takeaways from the NSHN School of Business?
I think
Uh,
teamwork. It started off with the idea of teamwork, which we understood later in life. But then the reason why we got into batches or teams to do presentations, I guess that was the main reason why we need to work as a team. When we have an idea which is in our palm, when we have this idea, if we keep it to ourselves, we might just take it to a level higher or two higher. But when we distribute that among a team member, everybody would come up with some fresh idea which might have which affect in a better way that entire idea to take more shape. I think that's what we learned during our tenure there. So we gelled with each other. We used to change the teams. I remember we never had the same team throughout. We used to change the teams. So it's very important for us to talk to a lot of people, different people, share ideas, because that is what B School is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely agreed.
Absolutely. So this is for all the business students watching this right now and the management students as well. See, guys, what I get from this is that since the very beginning of the session, we've been hearing the same common theme throughout: teamwork. Teamwork is the best work. So definitely keep that in mind. And so we have a question here. So Momita Mondul says, can you please provide some career advices in the field during interviews as a fresher? So that is going to Aritro sir. So Aritro sir, and then we'll also hear from Anirban sir and Sushovan sir. So Aritro sir, could you please tell us?
As a fresher, I think I will say go with the flow, because that's what has helped me to crack my interviews throughout my life. I don't prepare a night prior to that, or I don't have sleepless nights. I just go with the flow, and if I have to crack it, I will go and crack it. They're just coming to see my skill sets. If my skill sets are good good enough, they will take me. And throughout this conversation, you must be seeing that I have a stammering issue. I have stammering problem throughout my life, like from a childhood days till now. It is 90% better. When I was in the first year of college, it was much worse. I used to
Much
get
worse.
afraid for public speaking at all. Well, I used to dread that feeling. So as we were talking about these presentation skills, I was the last one to go to the podium and say something. But the
Right.
faculty showed so much faith and patience in me. I know it's okay to stammer now. I will stuck in some words, but I now know how to twist those words in a way that the person in the front will wait for me to finish
Okay.
that particular word. For me, the interviews has been in the same way. I know that I have this thing which might help me back, but I will my skill set should speak more than the words which I speak. So it's my focus is to always showcase my strengths. Weaknesses comes afterwards. There are questions which will come during the one-on-ones, that what is your strengths and weaknesses. You have to produce your weakness in such a way, in your front that it should look like a strength you're going to work in the
Opportunity.
coming, yes, something like that. So it's your skill sets which you have learned for so many years. Have a faith in that. Go ahead. I think 85% of the job is done. Then just go with the flow. It will happen.
So from Aritro sir, we learn, whoever asked that question, I think it was Momita. First of all, go with the flow. Sir did that, and that was pretty good to him. So you can do that too. And the second thing is, guys, if you have a weakness, make that your strength and project it in a way that it seems as though that is your strength. And I think that is a brilliant thing to do. And it takes a lot of courage though, but that is really amazing. And sir, honestly speaking, I didn't even notice you had a stammer. Until you pointed out, and then I noticed. But then I
Oh,
didn't
it's a
even notice
Zoom
you
thing.
had a
It's
stammer.
a lag. It's don't
No,
worry.
but
It's a lag.
honestly, I don't think I would have noticed even in real life because I think you speak pretty good and honestly.
Thank you. Thanks a
So
lot.
absolutely, sir. So Anirban sir and Sushovan sir, what do you have to say to that? To a fresher, what can he or she do to be better at?
I would just like to add two things. What Aritro said was absolutely right, because in the SWOT analysis, you should always focus on converting your weakness to opportunity and hence opportunity to strength. That is really very important. And another two things which I want to add is the very first thing is you should communicate with honesty. Whatever data, whatever things you will say to the interviewer, everything should be very honest. The communication should be very transparent. That is one. And second thing, which I feel is very important, is structural thinking, because whatever that will create a impact and that will create a difference from you with all the other, maybe if 50 people have gone for the interview. If you are talking in a structured way, if your answers are in proper structures, then I think you can create that difference and create an impact. Now, what I mean by structural thinking, let me give you a small example on this. uh, like when all of us, when we entered to an interview room, we were asked a very simple question. The first question what we are asked, like, tell me something about yourself. So this is a question which is very common, and I hope this question will be asked to everyone, whoever goes for an interview. Now
In
from this,
all the interviews throughout your life.
yeah, throughout your life. So this number one question, if you can create an impact in minds of the interviewer, then the whole interview can go in a different way and create an impact from create a difference from others. Like, to answer this question, what I always suggest is, like, you can say your name, definitely your name, and after that you can say, let me tell you about my hobbies. Next, I would like to tell you about my professional career. And lastly, I would like to tell you about my um, extracurricular activities or something like that. And now you can fill up those pointers one by one. So this is something which will show that you as a manager, when the company will hire you as a manager, or the company will hire you for a responsible position in terms of maybe handling sales and marketing, or something like that, the company will understand, the interviewer will understand that this guy is a structured guy. What Roy mentioned in the very first, that when we entered the corporate, we were not structured. As he mentioned, he was not structured at all, but he learned that structured thing. So that is really very important. So the freshers from day one, if they can counter those questions in a structured way, I think that will be something which will be an added advantage, along with what Aritro said, the flow, and also converting your weakness to opportunity and strength.
Absolutely, sir. I think that was pretty brilliant, guys. So you have your answer from two of our guests today. Make an impact, create a structure from the very beginning, so that your life becomes easier, so to speak, and also obviously. Convert your weaknesses to strength, or try to project them in a way so that your interviewer thinks that those are your strengths. So Anirban sir, will you add something to that? Then again, some
Um,
advice for the freshers.
Sure. Just to add to what Sushovan and Aditya just mentioned, I guess understanding of the role is very important, even if you are a fresher. I mean, irrespective of you being a fresher or not, whatever job role that you want to interview for, you need to have a very good understanding of that and whether your skill set matches that. Like, just not wise to just jump into a pond of fire or just jump.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, you just don't need to get a job. If you get a job, then you'll get bored with it very soon. You'll look for another job later. So it's, I guess,
Right.
very understand the role, read the skill set that's required for the role, and ask yourself the question: do you want to do this? Do you see where do you see yourself maybe in a year or two when you start doing this? Does it interest you? So if that is what is interesting to you, go and ask the panelists your questions. Don't wait there, for somebody to, ask you a question, you answer that, you get out saying, I answered all the questions. That's not how it's done. I think you ask questions back. You should have your mind clear what you're being interviewed for. Ask probing questions, give them more ideas. Ask them also, where do they see you maybe in a year or two? What kind of work-life balance is there? There are a lot of questions which one should ask, even if he's a fresher or not, irrespective of being a fresher. I said, that's applicable for everyone. If tomorrow I go for an interview, I should be, knowing what exactly I'm going in for. Like when I moved from finance to real estate 5.5 years back, I did ask myself the same question. And I guess, I have more clarity now, but I at least that's something I knew I needed to get through this industry. And that's what it is.
Absolutely. So I think that pretty much summarizes it perfectly, guys. If you're looking to have a career in business, then definitely do pay attention to these advices. I think they're brilliant. And on that note, we have another question, and that is from Mr. Kunal Basu. As experienced people in the market, what advice would you have to differentiate after a considerable amount of time in professional life from giving time to our passion and professional goal necessities, especially in these testing times and circumstances? So, if you would like to answer that.
Uh, Let me
Anything?
take this. Can I take this question?
Sure, sure, absolutely, sir. Please.
Yeah. It's all about you maintaining your passion throughout your career, throughout your life. So Aritro knows, and also Anirban also knows a bit about this. That though I am associated with the FMCG company and FMCG industry for long 10, 11 years, but as Aritro mentioned, he is into fitness, and he is like an inspiration for many of us in terms of fitness, especially fat or humble fat people like me. We used to get inspired a lot seeing Aritro, that how fit he is. So that's really something which he does out of his passion, I'm sure. And for me, the reason why I took this question, because along with this, I am also associated with a USA-based music production company as a consultant for
Sure,
their strategy.
I have a few special questions for you for later on because I share this hobby with you. I am very
Okay,
crazy about music too. So
okay,
please
okay.
continue, sir.
So I'm also associated with a USA-based music production company as a consultant for their strategy and marketing part. This is out of my passions because during college days, as you mentioned, as you know, that
Mhm.
we had a band and we used to sing. And due to professional part, when I entered the professional career, it was not easy for all of us to continue that music and singing and all. But out of the passion, I have kept music aside, and today I play an important role in that company, music production company. Along with that, also out of my passion, I also do guest lecture sessions in various institutes all over India, all across India. So this is all about your passion. And the thing is, if you dream of doing something out of your passion, nobody can stop you. Basically, your job, if you have a the person who asked this question, that in market, yeah, in market, in FMCG, let me tell you, we had to spend 6, 8 odd hours in the market, because we have to see the outlets, we have to see how our products are placed in the market, how competition, what kind of activity competitions are doing in the market. So we had a lot of market works, and me, my team, and their team also, we used to have a market drive, what we called. So definitely, after spending 6, 8 hours, it gets tired a few days. But that point, if you have a passion, then nobody can stop you, and you can manage your time out of it. and that is the way we manage our time. Both three of us, all three of us, apart from the job, we are always into something or the other, and that's our passion drives us to do. So that is very important, and you must do something other than your job, because that will help you, to get inspirations. That will help you to get self motivated, because that is very important, and that will give you some me time, means some your time to you, which is
A
very
much needed
important
me
in
time.
life, which is very much required.
Yes,
Thanks, Aishi.
absolutely, sir. So, in the rat race of life that we are in right now, it is just impossible to find some time for yourself. So, like even Aritro sir had pointed out, he is into CrossFit, and Sushovan sir is into music. We'll talk about Anirban sir in a few. So, I think it's important to find a hobby. Don't make it your entire focus, because obviously you are also doing something else in terms of your professional career. MBA in this case. Just make it so that you can, that increases your concentration, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. If you have a hobby, it just increases your concentration. So that is all good. So Anirban sir, do you have something to add to that, to
Just
this
to add
question?
to what Kunal, basically, just to answer Kunal, I think this testing times have taught us a lot of new methods of overcoming obstacles. I guess
Mm-hmm,
in the last 1 year has been a roller coaster ride for
mm-hmm.
all business all across the globe, even for our business in real estate.
Absolutely.
I guess when you obviously you understand everybody's staying at home and nobody's working, who's going to take up real estate? Right.
Absolutely.
But then that's exactly not what happened. We've seen good takeover real estate all across the globe, all across the country as well. Like as an organization in Kolkata, by Kolkata unit, it's only has had one of the best years in terms of business last year. So that is because we
Okay.
very well planned ourselves in 2019. Hence, 2020 was a good enough, even though we were not working till from March to, I believe, till maybe late September. I guess we started, a little bit of an operation post. Our office started opening up maybe post September-ish. But the year was phenomenal actually.
Wow.
For
That's
I
really good.
I, I personally take care of the commercial market, that is the office space, my department that is. But then we've had a good year. But again, the same problem is coming up again this year. We don't know how 2021 would shape up. There's already the threat of a second wave here. So
Absolutely. And
it's
even
just
worse than before.
absolutely. But I guess the right planning itself is going to help us out here. Nothing else. I think no God is going to come and help us just because, to make us lucky enough. Luck doesn't favor, or luck
Mm-hmm,
only favors the people who work hard. So let's plan
mm-hmm.
hard and execute hard. I guess things will fall into place.
Absolutely. And so
Agreed,
on that
agreed.
note, because you pointed out, you have to plan in advance and, keep everything in a very nice manner so that you can, just go ahead properly. So, sir, on that note, Prince Kumar says, even if we plan in advance and do something, in advance, sometimes they don't have that resolution to keep doing it because it just doesn't turn out the way they wanted to turn out. I think that is what they are trying to say. So, sir, what do you say to that?
I guess you're not planning right. I guess, don't make a half-hearted attempt and say, I've done something and that's enough. And that goes for all of us. It's not that we three are experts. We are
Absolutely,
not.
absolutely,
We are still learning the trade. We are still learning the
absolutely.
tricks of trade. So,
So that's because you're really humble, but sir, to us, you
no,
really
no,
are
no.
experts.
Honestly speaking, we three of us, I can see on behalf of Sushovan or Aritro also, we are still learning the tricks of trade.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And, we make mistakes every single day. My bosses might be yelling at me every single day, but at the end of the day, we got to get the work done. We got to correct it, and we shouldn't do the mistake again. Same thing applies here. I think what Prince is asking here is that, just a sec, I've lost the question. Yeah. So I think
How
Prince
to
wants
keep
to
the
know
resolve.
how to, yeah, absolutely. I say you got to, there has to be, it's not about having plan A, B, or C, but jot down your point, like how exactly, maybe what I was trying to do initially was not that beneficial enough. There's not only one way of doing a particular thing. There are multiple ways.
Mhm.
We got to find out a plan B. We got to find out a plan C. Talk
Something
to
that works for you.
talk to the experienced people, talk to your teachers, talk to your seniors. You never know, an idea can come from anywhere. So I think again, you got to talk to a lot of people to find out the way that is.
Mhm. Absolutely. And another thing, sir, there's something called lege pore thaka. So in Bengali, so you take your plans and you talk to everyone, but then again, it is ultimately it boils down to what you do. If you just give up like that, then nothing will ever turn out the way they are supposed to. So you have to just keep on trying until you succeed. So, sir, I think once we step outside of school and start going through college applications, we quickly realize that admission committees are looking for well-rounded candidates. So, I was wondering if you could talk to us a little bit about all the things that you did outside of academics back in the day when you were in college, perhaps inter-school competitions, participating in fests, and other such co-curricular activities. And also, Aditi Das says your band performed in IIT Kharagpur Spring Fest. Do you still sing? Would love to hear. Aditi, me too. So, what did you do during, when you were in college, apart from academics? And just tell us a little bit about that, because when we were discussing it, we were not live, so I'm pretty sure none of them heard it. So, if you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Uh, in college, we when we in 2008, I still remember when we entered in college and we were in same section in the MBAs. Then we used to interact amongst ourselves, and then we found that I can sing, Aritro can also sing. We have two more friends of us in our batch called Saikat and Abhinandan. Both of them play guitar really well. Abhinandan composes songs as well at that time. So then we thought, why not make a band, and why not perform in various, participate in various college and various college fests and things like that. We were just thinking like that, and then suddenly we were also tense that what will happen, whether it will go in a proper way or not. And then Mr. Anirban Roy came in the picture, and he gave us a motivation kind of a thing, that why not.
He was like Krishna,
Yeah, it was like the back end support, you can say.
right?
He came up and he told that, guys, you have such good talent, so why not you should show your talent. We should show our batch talent to the other colleges, other institutes, and we should perform. So from there only, creating that band and creating that thing came into our mind. And we used to do a jamming, we used to do rehearsal in Abhinandan's house, because it is very nearby from college. So after college, we used to go over there. We used to spend a lot of time in music, at least 3-4 hours, if I'm not wrong, Aritro. We used to spend 3-4 hours after college. We used to go there. We used to jam, and we used to listen to the news compositions of Abhinandan, and also we used to try new songs as well over there. So that's how our practice session also went over there, and that motivated us to take part in Springfest in IIT in 2009. I still remember. So that was a interesting, very very interesting story, because um, we were the first batch from college who went to Springfest in IIT Kharagpur in 2009. And we were only four of us in the band: me, Aritro, Avinandan, and Saikat. We didn't have any percussion player or any rhythm player in our team, in our band. So we used to go here and there. We used to search, like from junior batches, from because we were the seniors at that time, so we didn't have any seniors or above us. So we used to go to the undergraduate batches and all. We used to search, and after that we found that, see, we can do without percussion, we can perform without any rhythm and all. So that was the plan. And when we reached IIT, it was like we participated in Eastern music competition, where some all over India, 60-70 odd bands participated. Odd bands means all colleges at that time. And we were seeing that all the colleges, all the institutes have band members like 10, 12, 14, like this kind of band members, all kind of instruments in stage. And we got nervous. We thought that, yeah, it will be very difficult, it will look so awkward, like how can we just. And oh, at that time Aditro was also not well at that night. And he was also not confident enough to get on the stage, because he was not in a position to sing at that time. So we thought of dropping that entire idea. Then Aritro only told that, guys, don't drop. Three of you go into stage. I will be seeing the entire thing from backstage, and I know we will rock. So it's a once again that confidence what Aritro gave at that time. So me, Avinandan, and Saikat, we three of us in the it's a long stage, and three of us were just like standing there. And the best part is we stood third in that competition.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Congratulations. I know it's
Yeah,
been a long time, but that makes me really
when
happy.
yeah, when the prize got announced, we were like enthralled like anything. Like and I would like to give the entire credit to Aritro, because without Aritro this wouldn't have been possible at that time. So it was fun, and we always do a lot of music. After college, I still remember Aritro used to bring his guitar. Avinandan used to bring his guitar. We used to sit in the some tea stall outside our college. Uh,
I still remember that tea
yeah,
stall, Roy, and we used to spend a lot of time there.
yeah. And we used to spend a lot of time over there humming music and playing
Oh,
guitars,
wow.
and it was like a wonderful time those days in college, really.
Oh wow, so this makes me nostalgic too, even though I had been to college like a year back, because we still have a tea stall next to college and we still sit there and jam sometimes, those of us who sing and those of us who play various instruments. So that makes me really happy to hear that you had that too back in the day. So that's really nice to hear, sir. And again, congratulations. Beautiful
Thank you,
story.
thank you.
Absolutely, sir. And sir, we to those who weren't there, because we were talking, I was talking to the sirs before we went live on Facebook. So Sushovan sir and Aritro sir here, they sing, right? They were in the college band back in 2008 when they were at studying at NSHM. And Anirban sir was like, the one who always pushed them to go and participate, go and do this, and guided them. So that was the dynamic. And also, so because I play the ukulele and a couple of other musical instruments, I also sing. So I would be honored if we could maybe jam together one day, for one of our future sessions at CLC Conversations.
Yeah, yeah,
So if
sure.
we
Why
could
not? Why
find
not?
some
And
time.
I just forgot to mention that we also participated in login, the second login in
Oh,
Uttam Manch,
wow.
and
The second
Auditro just
login.
rocked that. Auditro was he sang Sayoni. I still remember he sang
Oh, now we have
Sayoni
to hear him.
in that stage, and
It
it
was
was
long back.
like a super rocking performance. So we
Oh,
did a lot of
wow.
fun in college in terms of music,
We had a
in
lot.
terms of spending a lot of time in music other than studies. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
three of us we were focused as well, because we Roy used to Roy was bit casual when the in the first few days when we were in college, but
I'm
after
still
that
am.
but after that
I am Roy.
actually
So we are both casual in our different sense.
but
Just
we
go
the
with flow.
yeah, the point is we never got derailed. That the thing is we were always, three of us, and I hope many others from our batch as well, we were always focused to our career as well. And other than career, yeah, definitely we were passionate about music, so we did a lot of music during college.
I also did a lot of business quiz at that point of time
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, true.
I remember I still read a lot of stuff, but quizzing was one of my
The
favorite
most.
aspects at that point of time. And me and Akash, we participated in a lot of business quizzes at in those 2 years, in Spring Fest, in Globsin Fest,
In
in
ICFI,
IFT Fest,
IBS Fest, lot of
multiple
fest.
fests. And I think this was a high point of our time at that point of time was I think we defeated two of the IIM colleges who were in in a shell shock mode that how are these two guys
Absolutely.
from a
I
Right,
remember
right,
this. We
right,
had a
right,
huge
right,
party in college that day. I
right,
guess
right.
when we got this news. I think
Yeah,
that
Wow.
was one very
it
important
was
part.
it was it was wonderful. It was amazing.
It was like India winning the World Cup, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
I
we
mean, I can
we
imagine.
were completely underdogs to the next level. They were all IIMs and all the topmost B schools in the
I
country
think this
participating
was
in
when this was 2009 or this was
2009.
this was
This was
2009.
2009. After
Yeah,
Spring Fest, I think.
just after
Spring
the
Fest.
Spring Fest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I mean, they didn't even see what was coming, you know. You just hit them with a freight train. That was
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
so that's what I think. Me and Roy also were participating in a lot of sporting activities because we used to play a lot of cricket at that point of time. I know he used
Yeah.
to play a lot at that point of time. He has participated in the school leagues and the college leagues, so he was a very good player of
Oh,
at that
wow.
point of time. I think so. We have all done our bit when we were in college in the extracurricular activities.
Right. So, Anirban sir, do you still, play a little bit of cricket, or is that just in the past right now?
I guess lockdown taught me to play cricket again.
Oh,
That is.
wow. So, I mean, there are good things that came out of the lockdown then. I
Yeah,
mean, that's really
absolutely.
good to hear.
So obviously during the lockdown you had to stay back at home. There was nothing else to do. But caught up with a lot of friends post the lockdown eased out, and we started playing cricket over the weekends. So I guess that's it. Nothing much. Can't play the well we used to, but
Mhm.
you got to continue.
But yeah, Anirban was a very good player when we were at college.
अरे इतना अच्छा होता तो सचिन नहीं बन जाता उतना अच्छा भी नहीं था.
So, sir, in the question answer box, we have Prithviraj sir asking you guys, and especially Aritro sir, to sing a song sometime in the future, definitely, because today we have a time crunch. So, but then again, I already requested the sirs to sing and jam with me someday in the future in one of our future sessions, CLC conversations, and I think that would be pretty amazing. I have a feeling, something tells me. So, sir, I have another question for you, and we know that most recessions work in favor of business schools, right? As industries struggle to retain their employees during a recession, many workers go back to school, mainly business schools, for an MBA. They believe that earning an MBA from a reputed school is a good investment of time and money that would provide career dividends later on in life. So, schools predicted that the COVID recession would spur many to join full time MBA programs to ride out the rough time, so to speak. But the nature and spread of the disease was not something that they had bargained for. It forced them to shut down their own campuses, suspend traditional classes, and take their classes online. So, keeping all of that in mind, do you have some advice for the current and future students out there who are maybe looking to obtain a degree in business?
So I personally feel like there's no limit to education. There's no limit to such certification. And something very important today. Not it's not a degree that you take and get a job done. It doesn't work that way. It's about what you learn, your skill set
Right.
that you earn from a degree like an MBA, from a B school, is very integral part of your career, and that stays with you throughout your life. I think nothing can replace what you've learned, and nothing can replace the experience that it has taught you. So, I'm sure you can see a lot of video to motivate yourself, see movies which is made on such topics, and you think that you've arrived, but that's not the truth. So, whenever you feel that you need to take a break from your current job, and you want to, take up another certification course in business, I think always go for it. There's no substitute for that, and that's going to help you. If not today, then definitely tomorrow, someday. At times, what happened is we become very eased out with the role that we are at. We feel that it's more comfortable. Why change?
Reluctant. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have liabilities. So how do we match up to those? So these are certain constraints that doesn't allow us to work hard and look for something up beyond your current job. I guess so. But if you can nullify that part, there's nothing like that. Nothing will stop you from that. So it's
And
always
I also
ways to
want
prepare.
to just add maybe to that market has not slowed down. There are different ventures which has come up, which has made this lockdown or pandemic a different kind of business activity. The online part has grown so much. Uh, so I am part of modern trade. Yes, the brick and mortar stores have slowed down a bit, but the business, what we do from the channels, from the partners, they are huge. I don't think that the excuse of this thing happening, that the business has slowed down, there is no jobs, I don't think that's entirely true. There are struggles in some of the companies, but there are different opportunities which is much more. So I don't think the students should worry. They should just focus on their skill sets. I will always praise on this word skills. Skills is always which will stay constant throughout your life. I have heard Shane Warne in a speech of his life when he was saying that the art of bowling is something which is still as has he so his fitness might have gone down, but he can still bowl in that same skill sets. He can still bowl a flipper or a different kind of bowls, but his skill has not gone down. I think you should always focus on your particular skill set. Make it your strength. There are multiple companies who will take you, so don't worry about jobs.
Absolutely, sir. I completely agree to that.
Agreed.
And I think that there are aspects of the crisis that actually work in favor of students who want to do an MBA, such as lower tuition fees, more and bigger scholarships, less competition, relaxed entry rules, and online classes with a richer array of guest speakers, a wider range of career services, and greater opportunities to interact with their peers online. So we are forever grateful to NSHM for doing all of that and more. And I think we will all be okay if we do choose to go into business. We will be okay. So, sir, we also have a question from Devjit Chaudhary, and he has this question for you, Anirban sir. He asks, sir, would love to hear about, he would love to hear about your success journey, success story, or accomplishments. And as a fresher, how can one choose a business line as he chooses real estate? So, sir, would you like to say
Yeah,
something?
I'll take the question. So real estate happened to me way late in my career. It happened, I think, sometime post 2014-15. So started off, my placement was with ICICI Securities from the college, and started off working when so ICICI it was all about various funds and insurance policies and everything that you need to deal with. So later on, when I moved to Aditya Birla as a wealth manager, that's when I had the flavor of real estate that came through. Because in Aditya Birla, we had a basket of products, I remember, and where real estate is also a very small part of it there. So I think that's exactly where real estate happened to me. I started researching, and then, as I said, got through CBRE eventually, and I guess it's working good for me as of now. So I didn't get to choose, as in like as a fresher, real estate as a career. I understood during my financial days that real estate is also something which is definitely of some interest. And at my previous organization, I got the flavor of real estate by doing some little work with it. And I guess I chose this would be the rightful career for me going forward. Here I am, 5 years now.
That is amazing to hear, sir. And I think it was Devjit who had asked you. So, Devjit, that answers your question. And on that note, I would also like to ask the same question to Sushovan and Aritro sirs. Sir, what are some of your biggest accomplishments to this date?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Sure.
My biggest accomplishment till date is when I got a award from Mr. Tata, I guess. So that has
Okay.
been the really big one. So
Congratulations, sir.
long back, but yeah, thank you. So I got the most promising manager at that point of time. I think it was in 2014-15 year. Accomplishment wise, I think I was the youngest one to lead a team of 15 planners with me in 2015. Nobody, I think, in trend history or the West Side history of last 20 years, I think I've done that. So that has been my accomplishment, and surviving or sustaining within a company for more than a decade is something I'm quite proud of. So yes, I'm proud of my background of my college and everything, but I'm also proud of my background that I have been with a well-known employee-friendly company like Tata for more than a decade. I think I have learned a lot from that companies, from that particular company, whatever value I have till date. Some of it has come from parents, some of it has come from my colleges, from faculties, but there are some corporate values which you learn from work, and that company has given that benefit to me to learn those things, to focus on people, because they will treat you as a human being. They don't treat people as dogs, or as a second class citizen. The respect the watchman gets, the same respect a senior guy also gets. So I think that has been my accomplishments in throughout my journey of my career.
That's amazing to hear, sir, and I'm sure some of the students are inspired to hear that. And the same question to Sushovan sir and Anirban sir. I hope I'm audible because I have this. Your internet connection is unstable on my screen
No,
right
no,
now, and
you
that
are audible.
really scares me.
No, no, you are audible.
Okay, just some drawbacks of doing everything online, but that's okay. It's a part of life now. So, Sushovan sir and Anirban sir, please tell us a little bit about your success story, some of your accomplishments throughout the course of your careers.
Success story wise, I always feel the most success story of mine is always the next one. It's not what has
Oh,
happened.
wow.
So I really look forward for the next success that comes. Little success is always there in our lives, but let's forget about what's happened. Let's look forward for the next one always. So guys, be excited for whatever is going to happen next. Try and achieve your next goal. That's the success for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tomorrow is another day, and
Well
that's
said, very well
directly
said.
taken from absolutely. So, Sushovan sir, what about you?
My accomplishment was like in Godrej when I got the MD's Club Award. I got the award from Mr. Adi Godrej. So that was something which was very special in my professional career. Though it was few years
Congratulations,
back,
sir.
but it was a wonderful thing. I was awarded as Employee of the Year for that time in sales. It was something which really inspires me a lot. Um, so that is one of my accomplishment. And the other accomplishment was last year during lockdown. I was one of the columnists in the Symbiosis Institute of International Business, their magazine called Market Diction. So I was one of the guest columnists in their magazine. So this was one of the thing which I enjoyed a lot, and which gave me a lot of pleasure, to be a part of it. And I have also started taking a few of the guest sessions in Symbiosis. So this is something which I think for me is something which I have achieved till now. And I agree with Roy what he said. It was absolutely inspirational. That uh, I totally agree with him on accomplishment and inspiration things.
Yes,
Thanks.
the way I see it, if you keep dwelling on the things that you achieved in the past, you'll never be able to move on,
Yeah.
into the next chapter of your life, and you'll just keep being stuck there, and that is no way to grow, right? So,
Yeah.
I have one question for Anirban sir. So, sir, what do you think about the future of your discipline, like of the business sector altogether in a post-pandemic world, specifically, like after COVID? What
So,
happens then?
so I guess COVID has taught us to work from home. Most first, let's start point by point. COVID has definitely taught us how to work from home, how to be more effective with also a cost cut in every way. The companies have seen a lot of difficulties due to the lockdown and also the post-lockdown situations of COVID. So I guess the companies have understood that there has to be not only a plan B but a plan Z in space. You need to have multiple plans on a place. One
Absolutely.
there will be maybe out of 100 there will be one plan which will work out. So don't feel, this basically has taught us one very important aspect, that don't lose hope. It's just that we're not trying enough. We need to keep on trying. I guess that's the only way, because if you don't try, somebody else will. So
Very true.
that
Very true.
that's very, very important. So keep
Absolutely.
trying, try and plan as much as possible. This pandemic that teaches one very important aspect, that is, again, coming back to the same thing, I might be saying the same thing again and again, that is team role. So when we started off, when in our daily job we have something or the other to do, it's about giving the job to your team and working with your team. That's the difference between a leader and a manager. We read quotes, we see videos on Facebook and LinkedIn, and we see, this is so cool, this is so nice, but that's not what really is. When you get something to do and you do want to work as a team member, try and sit with your team, see what you can, how you can be a part of that particular job that's given to you. So this pandemic, this has not only taught the companies, that it has also taught us the skill set, which is very, very important in today's life.
Absolutely. So I think that was very well put together. And I would like to ask the same question to Sushovan sir and Aritro sir. What do you think? What will happen to this whole business sector after the, in the post-pandemic period? How will MBA shape up? Will students go for it, or
I think it
now
will
they
shape
will
up. It will shape up well because
now? I don't know because
can you hear me, Oshi?
yes, sir, I can hear now.
I think it will shape up well because institutes will learn to improvise in the courses they offer. First of all, I think there are, so as I spoke, I think a couple of minutes back, there are multiple opportunities which is there, which is untapped. We don't even know that this kind of job also exists in the market. And with this college also, where I have studied for two years, I think the platter of courses which they bring on the plate will help the student community a lot, first of all.
Absolutely.
And which I was saying again, so the institutes have to learn to improvise and build new courses with them. MBA just can't be a master of marketing or a finance or an HR. They have to come with different type of specializations which will help the student to crack those businesses. So I think the opportunities are huge in the market. This pandemic will also, I am a very optimistic kind of a guy. I don't bog down to things always. I feel there is a huge opportunity which is there. There are new business ventures which is coming into this country. Students will have a lot of opportunity there, and institutes have to also induct them to those opportunities. So it's a full cycle which they has to go through. Then it will help the chain of life.
I guess, Aritro, I just want to add to it. I think our batch is the best example to this, because I think we passed out 2010, and that's just after, the recession in India.
Yeah.
And we are basically the best examples, because when we started, we got into the market, started working, we understood that already there has been so much of impact due to the recession to the organization, whichever that we were working with. So organizations was also rapidly changing. So change, again, as we know, is the only thing that's constant. We also kept on changing, and I'm sure we all are doing good in whichever field that we are at today. So the only and most important aspect, adding to what Aritro said, is that we got to change, and we got to change for the better. I think that's what, most importantly, the pandemic has not taught us, but has taught the organizations as well. So we need to adapt better. That's what the goal is.
And so you should know this. When I was talking to ma'am, about our session today, she was absolutely raving about you, all of you. She loves you. You are her star students, and we are so very delighted and happy to have you with us today. And
Same
Sushovan sir,
here.
do you have something to add to that? What is your take on this? How will it shape up in the post-pandemic world?
Yeah, I completely agree with what Aritro and Anirban said. Just a small two, three data points which I just want to mention, since it's all from the FMCG industry, because we have seen a 28% degrowth last year in second and third quarter in FMCG, though we ended in a 1% growth by end of December 2020, which is a wonderful thing. And this year also, FMCG industry is planning to grow by 5 to 6% minimum by end of December 21. So during this lockdown, some good things what happened and what helped all of us, and also for the freshers, this is also very important, because as Aditro mentioned, many new avenues got started up, many new sectors got started up. Uh, 250 new hand sanitizers company has been launched. So this is something which is an incredible thing. More than 60, 70, more than 78, I think, more than 78 staple players has got launched. Staple means the atta, chawal, dal, all this. Staple players have got launched. And the exciting part is the sale of mass products has got increased than the premium products. Now, so there is a position in the matrix or in the graph. If you see, uh, local players play a very important role, and all these local players are like maybe a market leader in Maharashtra, and now that company will try to spread his business all across India. So that company will hire people definitely. So the opportunity, the employment opportunity definitely is getting created, what Aditro mentioned. And throughout this year, this opportunity will keep on growing. Also, I would like to mention about the new techniques, absolutely a new technique called the delivery partner, what FMCG industry has taken last year
Absolutely, sir.
during this pandemic. Like you can see Swiggy and Zomato along with food, they deliver FMCG products right now. So this is,
Yes.
they have opened a separate wing altogether to deliver FMCG products. You can see Milk Basket and Wow Momo delivering FMCG brands, FMCG products now. So all these things will create, and they are creating a new opportunity, a new avenue for the freshers, and for maybe for people like us as well. They are creating some new avenues, and everyone will get an advantage out of it, benefit out of it rather. And so this lockdown is totally apart from this corona virus. I don't think lockdown has hampered much, because it has helped us to try new ventures. It has helped. It will help in future, to open new avenues, and it's a win-win if we can take it. If we are open for it, as Anirban mentioned, you should not stop working hard. You should not stop dreaming, you have to be in your dream role or dream job. So
Mhm.
if we are on it, then I don't think it's a big issue or a big challenge for freshers even.
So you should
Absolutely.
not let external forces dominate your choices
Yeah,
in
yeah,
life.
No,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
External
Completely agree.
Like
forces is
yeah,
Hands down.
out of
absolutely.
your control.
You
What
shouldn't
what
get
what you
defocused.
can
That is very
control is
important.
your skills and focus. So that's what it is.
Absolutely. So when someone had asked us during this session, how do I keep my resolve intact? That is how you keep it intact. I mean, nobody can make you do it. If you want to do it, you will do it anyway. So just go for it, guys. Don't just sit there and like, blah, I must quit. I cannot achieve anything. No, that is not how you should do it. So teamwork, perseverance, and I think that is pretty much a recipe for success. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we reach the end of our lovely program. We would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to you, sirs, for taking time out of your busy schedules and for being with us today. We learned loads from you, and it was an absolute pleasure meeting our super duper seniors. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. I'm pretty sure students who watch this are inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
And sir, please remember one day in the near future, absolutely, these sessions. Please.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
so
so much.
much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're most